Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy, the one and only, and today we're going to go through the news, we're going to go through the markets. I'm going to keep it simple, easy to digest, and first we're going to start off with traditional markets. S&P 500 has actually made an all-time new high. It's down slightly by 0.38%. We actually broke and made all-time new high just over here. Normally, September is known as Rekt-tember. Stats data says since 2008, ladies and gentlemen, the S&P on average has been red. The Nasdaq hasn't made an all-time new high just yet. We have the Dow Jones slightly down for today. We have the Russell 2000, which is the bedrock of American businesses, and we're very close to the previous all-time high set in November 2024. What did I say before? We have ourselves a falling wedge, and in a falling wedge is normally an indication of a reversal. We have broken past this falling wedge and we wicked, like I said earlier, to 112. We even wicked all the way up to 113,000 US dollars. Bitcoin at the moment is moving sideways. Ethereum is also moving sideways for now. We are hitting major resistance right over here. We've hit this resistance numerous times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we failed to close above the pivotal $4,413. Let's start off with the news. We got some bullish momentum at the moment. Kraken's breakout deal is just the start as crypto M&As seem to soar by 30 million. Kraken has done a breakout deal, and there's a lot of M&As happening in the space. More than 200 deals worth almost 20 billion have already been announced this year alone. It's over 10 times 2024. The number of deals is expected to reach 400, up from 190 last year. The surge is from a big conviction bet from people expanding their footprint geographically or product-wise, and traditional firms tapping into crypto space. And here is the chart right over here. We've had more and more M&As, and this is good news for the space. We also have big players, big players like Wall Street are stepping into crypto. And this is what I've said many times. This is very similar to the dot-com era. Back in 2015, all we had was white papers. 2017, we still had white papers. 2021, we're starting to get more adoption. 2025, we have applications, we have Wall Street, and so on and so forth. Now, Stripe has made a new layer 1 blockchain. Yesterday, Stripe and Paradigm announced Tempo, and it's on testnet at the moment. They have a heavy-hitting roster of design partners, including Visa, Deutsche Bank, Shopify, Nubank, OpenAI, Revolut, and more. The chain is purpose-built for stablecoin payments, targeting 100,000 transactions per second with sub-finality EVM compatibility, and a model that lets fees be paid in any stablecoin. There's going to be a new cohort of builders now, a new cohort protocols and companies, and that's going to be primarily coming from Wall Street. By now, everyone has heard of the dot-com bubble. We had pets.com, Webvan, eToys, boo.com, gold.com, Excite at Home, GeoCities, and many coins, which no longer are here today. Some of them were e-commerce websites. Then we had search engines, digital currencies like Flows and Bends, and media content like Coca Sports, Dr. Crom, and most importantly, remember broadcasting.com? Anyone remember? ChatGPT has also given me a full extended list from archive bankruptcy filings from .com era companies. So these are some of the most famous ones that got liquidated, and in crypto, we're going through the same thing. We've had in the first part of our cycle, we just had primarily white papers. They did absolutely nothing. They're gone now. Remember, anyone remember List? Funny enough, List actually went above XRP and was the number 3 cryptocurrency. And now it's sitting at 633 on CoinGecko. These are some of the largest Ethereum Treasury companies right now. At number 1, we have Bitmain. Number 2, we have SharpLink. Number 3, we have Coinbase. Number 4, we have BitDigital. At number 5, we have ETHZilla. At number 6, we have BTCS. At number 7, we have Fundamental Global. I've spoken about Bitmain and SharpLink. Me personally, I hold Bitmain and SharpLink. I think these two are going to do remarkably well. I think we're going to get the same kind of trajectory as MicroStrategy or MicroStrategy. Speaking of MicroStrategy, let's have a look at their MNAV. I got a weird feeling they might be down. It is down actually, and the MNAV is currently at 1.3%. MicroStrategy at the moment isn't buying as much Bitcoin, and you can tell by the price action we had a considerable drawdown. However, is this the top? I don't think so. What I believe in the future is going to happen, keep this between us two, he will get into some trouble because of this Ponzi that he's created. It's a STRC, it's a stable coin, and it provides you a 12% per year per annum return, and this is not going to end pretty. This is going to end up very bad. And what I believe is going to happen, the US government is going to step in. They're going to start to buy MicroStrategy, and that's going to be their Bitcoin exposure, their real Bitcoin exposure. Let's be really honest now. Let's be really honest. Intel has been bought up by the US government, and they own 10%. Literally, they own 10% of this market. 10%. They will do the same with MicroStrategy. They will do the same. At the moment, we have crime season. And I know deep down inside, there's a lot of folks that kind of miss Gary Gensler. They kind of miss him because what's happening right now is just crazy. All right. So we have another situation. Justin Sun urges Trump to unlock his stake because he believes it's unreasonable. Turns out Donald Trump done some investigation on Justin Sun. It turns out he was doing some kind of shady stuff just to get some exposure with World Liberty Finance. So they locked his account, and now he's on Twitter, talking about how unfair he's been treated, and he's gone and made an entire essay here. A lot of the public aren't happy with Justin Sun. One person said you offered a 20% API on his token, which is HTX, and got people to deposit their tokens. Then you shorted it and dumped the market by selling those tokens. Safety Shot, which is a company, appoints a bonk co-contributor to their board of directors. Safety Shot is a NASDAQ company. The ticker sign is SHOT. The appointment of Mr. Rudy, a key figure in the bonk ecosystem, aligns the company's governance directly with its new strategic focus on building a premier publicly traded vehicle for digital assets. I've said this many times before. You're going to have folks from crypto and traditional markets kind of merge together and become one. For example, we have Pineapple Finance that closes a $100 million deal placement for Injective, ladies and gentlemen, as their strategic reserve. Now, I said this before, and I'm going to say this again and again. All of these folks have sales teams. They have sales teams, and they're going to call up some of these failing NASDAQ companies, and they're going to try strike deals. There is an altcoin season, but it's primarily happening in institutions at the moment. For now, once the PMI increases, we're going to see the retail participants finally come back. Trump Media, Crypto.com closes purchase agreement. Trump Media, the technology company, ticker symbol DJT, operator of the social media platform Truth Social, a streaming platform Truth Plus, and the fintech brand Truth.fi, announced today that he has closed its recently announced purchase agreement with Crypto.com. The agreement provides that Trump Media will acquire a whopping 684 million Kronos tokens at a price of approximately 15.3 cents per token as part of the 50% stock, 50% cash exchange with Crypto.com. The dynasty, the Trump dynasty, has done it again. The dynasty has done it again. Mr. Trump has become even more richer now. and he's really entrenched his fat fingers in the space. So what do you think? Do you think this is bullish for the space, or do you believe that this is bearish for the space? We have some AI news for you. Monero 51% attacker Cubic released AI model, but it can't do any basic maths. The AI protocol that attempted a 51% attack on privacy coin Monero was splitting its computer power between the attack and training an artificial intelligence model. The AI model has now been released and it doesn't know basic maths. A member of the public questioned AI Garth and said, "What is 1 + 1?" It answered -114. And just to finish off with crime season, we have Gainy. Now Gainy, I remember Gainy, he was an NPC player. He was nobody. But in this cycle, he seems to be the main character. You've made him into the main character. And it kind of begs the question, who are the participants? Who's actually buying this? Zoomers are buying this. That's who's buying this. And they made Gainy into, into a big figure. And unfortunately, he dumped on them. The chart went down by 99%. He's trying to recover the chart, so on and so forth. These coins are just exactly the same as celebrity coins. There's a new meta now, and it's streamer coins. Let's have a look at the technicals, and Bitcoin at the moment is sitting at $110,000 US. We did say it's going to break out this wedge, done exactly that. The bearish sign is that we've had a massive wick all the way down here, so there is a large amount of sell pressure happening here. However, the RSIs isn't extended. We're very low for the RSIs on the daily. On the weekly, we are showing some weakness on the RSIs. For the weekly, we still could head lower to RSIs of around 44. We are above majority of the moving averages at the moment. If we head to the lower time frame, or the 4-hourly time frame, we are in the middle of no man's land, to be fair. The RSIs is at 50, so we're not oversold, nor are we undersold. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum on the 4-hourly, likewise, is showing the same thing. Sideways movement at the moment, where neither the bulls or the bears have taken full control of the price action. On the larger time frame, we have massive resistance. Equally, you can see very clearly, you can see that this is massive resistance over here from the absolute all-time high of around $5,000 we have come down by 14%. I expect Ethereum to kind of call off. It did do a massive parabolic run for a large cap of almost 300%. Likewise, Solana, the RSIs are in the middle of no man's land, so they're neither extended or they're neither oversold or undersold. So that's a good sign for the daily. On the weekly, we are forming higher highs after higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. Unfortunately, I can see a massive head and shoulders, huge head and shoulders. We have been consolidating for a very long time. From March 2024 till now, you've made zero gains. Matter of fact, you're still at the same prices. ADA has a textbook pattern where we consolidate and then we break out. We consolidate for roughly from here to here. That was almost 364 days, another 343 days, sorry. And then we consolidated again for 343 days. Get the picture. And again, from here to here, almost 343 days, which will be by October. So in October, we should see a breakout each time it does consolidate. So 343 plus another 343 and another 343. So by October, late October, I'm expecting ADA to at least go up by minimum from here to here was a 3x. So we should see a 3x return, so that will get us to around $3.20, so close to all-time new highs. XRP at the moment, it's consolidating. It can do that for a while, to be fair, but my end target for this cycle is right over here of around $7 to $8. Then we have Dodge. Dodge is displaying a massive cup and handle, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to see a deviation. I am bearish with altcoins for the medium term. I think majority of altcoins are going to have one last capitulation. AVAX is showing the same textbook pattern. We've been covering these charts for a long time, ladies and gentlemen, so I do expect AVAX to break this massive pennant from here all the way till here, and this is dubious speculation from here to here. Don't take this to the bank. We could see a $700 price for AVAX. I'm going to show you some honorable mention. Aave is actually doing extremely well. Aave is very close to breaking out. I could see a last dip to $265, and then it's price discovery, ladies and gentlemen. Aave has done tremendously well from here all the way to here, has gone up a massive 6x. We had a period of consolidation, and then we went above the SMAs right over here. We flipped bullish, and we've continued to make higher highs and higher lows. BNB, it continues to break out and make all-time new highs. I've been bullish on BNB for a very long time. It's one of the major legacy coins in the top 10 that has clearly made all-time new highs. The next buy zone is going to be at $791. I did say in a previous video that it's forming a bullish pennant, and the next possible area that is going to tag is at 1,162. Stacks is going to continue to head downwards to this area right over here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think it will fill the gap. It's going to fill the gap, ladies and gentlemen. So put a cheeky limit order right over here. Not financial advice, but you know what I mean. All right. And then we have Arbitrum. Arbitrum is in struggle street. It hasn't broken past this SMAs. Its bull market support band hasn't done that, ladies and gentlemen. So this is another fake out, just like the previous past history. And this again is a nice, very nice short opportunity. Ton continues to be on struggle street. We claimed the very top, ladies and gentlemen, and ever since it's down by a massive from the very peak to the trough, a massive 77%. We called the top. We did, ladies and gentlemen, actually call the top. Tau is in struggle street, so I'm looking to buy at the 2024 yearly open right over here at 267. If that doesn't hold, then ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to accumulate at $212. Su is still forming higher highs and higher lows. We have a pennant forming, ladies and gentlemen, just over here and over here. If it breaks out, then it's a continuation of the uptrend. The last period was from here to here. So any luck, we could see a nice return, maybe a 10x, maybe a possible 10x. But I'm going to give you a more realistic target of a 428% increase to around $17. Popcat is heading downwards. No surprise here, ladies and gentlemen. I see that it's going to probably head to the yearly open in 2024, form a new yearly low. Band is still in struggle street. So from the very bottom to the from the peak to the trough, it's gone down a whopping 97%. It's in the graveyard of crypto coins. Then we have, let's have a look at Mint Layer. We haven't spoken about Mint Layer for some time. Like I said before, just a continuation of the downtrend. We're very close of making all-time new lows of around 2%. The trend is your friend, and I could see this continue to go downwards. From the very peak to the trough, we've gone down a whopping 97%. Virtuals, remember my target. I did say that this is heading to 84 cents. And then I'm going to end with one final coin, Trump, the dynasty coin. So this is going to continue to head downwards. So you should be shorting Trump. This is a good position to look into some shorts, ladies and gentlemen. And exchange tokens, look at that. What did I say about exchange tokens? I said this for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. I said some of the best tokens that you'll ever buy in your life are going to be exchange tokens. Why? because they own all the supply. They own the supply. They're not dumping on folks. Matter of fact, their main incentive is for the coin to go up. Don't you understand? When a project aligns with you as an investor, then you can make money. But when a project doesn't align with the investor, you lose money. Exchange tokens, I've said numerous times, this has outperformed Bitcoin. I'll show you another one. KuCoin. No one talks about these coins. I don't know why, but these coins will continue to go up even in a bear market. Even in a bear market, they continue to go up. And that's why I've been extremely bullish with exchange tokens. So I'm going to leave you there. Yeah, sorry for being animated. And I'm going to end there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? I've told my private members all about this as well. If you want to get some edge, gain some alpha, join our private members. You won't regret it. I'll see you soon. Peace.